Why in the world would you ever hire Compass to sell your home? I get that question asked a lot of times. Since I left my former broker in April of 2018, it's been about 14 months now, and I get asked that question over and over and over. It's a lot of times by sellers, people even that aren't selling, and many times actually other agents that are considering going to Compass. And for me, after 14 months, it is so apparent that if I was a seller and I was going to sell my house today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, there is only one choice I would choose. It would be Compass. And there are 5 reasons for that. And so these are the 5 reasons why someone should hire Compass and me, because there's one thing in here that I do as well. So let me just get right down to it. So the first thing is, I don't know how many of you guys can relate to this, HGTV, a show where they show an investor buying a property, and because that property needs work, it's, quote unquote, a fixer-upper, and so an investor looks for these fixer-uppers. They know that there's an opportunity there. They find this house, they buy it, and then they'll spend $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever the number is, and they'll fix it up. They'll paint it. Maybe they fix the roof. After they're done with that, they'll stage it, and then, and not that long after, they will sell the property, and they'll make a huge profit on it. They know that these fixer-uppers give them a huge opportunity to make a lot of money quickly. So the first reason is Compass doesn't agree with that. They don't mind investors making money and all that, which, obviously it's a great thing, but they think that a seller should make that money. They think that money where the house could be fixed and it could be staged and flipped for more, it should be the seller and it shouldn't be flipping. So a lot of you, I think all of you would probably, all of you would probably agree that if you renovate your house, if you do certain things with your house and you paint it, you stage it, and you do all those things, you could get substantially more money than it costs to put those things in. Problem is, most people don't have the money to do it. They're not quote unquote liquid, or they don't have the cash to do it or the credit to do it. They know that if they spend, for example, $7,000, they may get an additional $40,000 after paying back that $7,000. But if people aren't in those situations, or if they're buying a house and they can't really use their credit for anything, it makes it a little bit tough to do that. So Compass thinks that the seller should make that money. They think that the seller, the main thing that Compass does, and sorry to go back a step, they will front the money to the seller to pay for the staging, the renovations, if the roof needs to get repaired, if it needs to get painted, whatever it is, they will front the money to the seller, 0% interest. So at the time of closing, the seller will make a lot more money, and there was no money out of pocket. They were basically that investor that bought the fixer-upper and had everything fixed and made the profit. So Compass thinks that's the best way to do it, 0% interest, and the seller, it's a win-win for the seller. So number 2 is, and I'm going to talk about movies, and sorry to talk about movies, but it does relate. You'll see it in a second. So I don't know how many of you have gone to a movie, and while you're at the movie, you've probably watched 2, 3, 4 previews that sort of sucked, and then one comes on, it gets your attention. You're focused in on the preview. You're excited about it. It sounds like a movie you just have to see. And after the minute, 2, 3 minutes, however long the trailer is, it's done, and you're ready to write down the title of it, and you're just trying to remember the title of it. And then it says coming out in a few months, coming out in Christmas or whenever the time is, or in the summer. And the movie theaters do that on purpose because they know that you're going to be excited about the movie, and it's going to create that anticipation, that excitement for when it's coming on in the future. And if you've ever gone to movies on those first weekend or first few days when the movie has come out, you probably noticed that the line is out the door, and most of the times it's sold out every showing unless you bought your tickets early. So with the real estate, it's funny. And before I get to real estate, another company does that. Tesla does that. So Tesla, whenever they have a new product come out, they're really smart. They'll mention it. They'll talk about their new truck. Yeah, Tesla is making a truck. Their new truck, their roadster that they're making, the SUV, a new car, the 3. And what they'll do is they'll tell the whole market 2, 3, 1 year, whatever the year, 1 to 3 years before it comes out, and they'll create that anticipation. They'll create a waiting list. And by doing that, it creates a lot more excitement about their product. So in real estate, people don't really do this, and Compass doesn't think that should be the case. So what they do is they have these, it's called coming soons. So if someone has their house that's going to come on the market, they won't put it on the MLS or Zillow or these other companies. They're called aggregators, Zillow, Redfin, and these other companies. And they will have it on Compass.com. The seller will agree to it in the markets that allow this. And it's pretty much most of the markets in the US. And they'll create excitement for that seller. And we'll have like our trailing period where the people know that in order to get these, they're also called off-market properties, coming soon properties, or private exclusive properties. They know that if they want to see all the inventory, they have to go to Compass.com. And all our sellers will do that because they know the advantage of it. It creates so much more excitement. So the third thing is, it's emotions. So let's go back a step. Okay, so the first thing is, we get your house ready. It looks perfect. Before the stagers come in, the stager tells what we should do to maximize the money. So they say, paint this wall, do this floor, do this, fix the roof, just a bunch of different things. We do that, pressure clean the roof, whatever. We do those things. Then after we do those things, the stager comes in and says, okay, we're gonna stage it with the furniture. We're gonna make your house look perfect, as nice as it could look, to get the most money that we can get. So the next thing is we do the coming soons. We create that excitement. We do all these things. The third thing is, unless you have the best marketers that create emotion, you're gonna not do a good job getting people to look at your ad. So what the marketers at Compass, and the last article I saw on Compass, it was Compass hires 1 in 1,000 people that apply for a job, whether it's an agent, whether it's a marketing person, an engineer, whatever it is, whatever position they have to, it's 1 in 1,000. So they have to be exceptional. But besides that, they also have to be collaborative and have no ego. So they're very easy to work with. In fact, one of our marketing people, I was speaking to him the other day, and I asked him how many interviews it took to become an employee of Compass. And no joke, it was 12 interviews before he was hired. So they only picked the best of the best. And so the reason why I'm telling you this, and the reason why this is important to you, are some of the marketers that we have are the best in the world, from Apple, Tiffany, Condé Nast. If you've ever seen an Apple ad, if you're like most people, it makes you want to buy the product. If you've ever seen a Tiffany ad or a Condé Nast ad, you want to go on vacation or you want to buy this expensive piece of jewelry. The marketers are that good. So with Compass marketing people, we don't just say it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a pool and a large yard. We create a lot of emotion where the person is drawn in, whether it's with what we say, whether it's with how we do ads, either video, audio, or even written word, whatever it is, those ads are going to create the most emotion. So that emotion is another reason. That's reason number 3. So the fourth reason is this. So go up to this point. We have the house looking perfect. We did the coming soon, and we have this incredible marketing. The problem is number 4 is where most other companies, almost all other companies, fail. They don't know who the right buyers are. So most brokers will tell you how many countries in the world they're in. And I used to work for a couple of them, and we always used to tell them how many countries we were in the world. I think the first company I worked for said they were in 40 or 50 companies. The second one said 60 or 70. And in 14 years of doing business at both brokers, I got 0 leads. 0, not even someone that, not buyers, but 0 leads, 0 people that told me they were interested in the home that I had on the market. So with Compass, we have most real estate brokers, they have 0 engineers full-time at their company. Maybe they have 1. Compass, by the end of the year, we're going to have 400 engineers just looking at data. And again, 1 in 1,000 are hired, and they have to collaborate without ego. So we have some of the best engineers in the world, and we have 400 where other companies have 0 or 1. So with that said, these engineers, they're always improving our product, and they're always looking at big data. They want to know where the absolute best buyers are, the most likely buyers are to buy your home. And the problem is, if we just say we're in a bunch of countries and we have this global network or whatever you want to call it, but they're not actual buyers for your property, that does 0 good for you. So with our big data and because we're a tech-driven company, with our big data and our analysis, we don't have to worry about how other brokers, the best way I can say it is basically selling a steak to a vegetarian. We don't want to take that chance, because no matter what property, no matter what broker, no matter what agent, we all have a set budget for our business. And if you're wasting a huge amount of that budget on vegetarians trying to buy steaks, it's a waste of money. So we use our big data. We have 400 engineers, and these engineers are from Google, Microsoft, Apple, the best of the best, using artificial intelligence, using everything we can to find the most motivated buyers. And with that, we're selling actual steaks to meat eaters. So we're getting your house looking the best it can look. We're creating that excitement with the coming soons. Then we're using our marketing people, the best marketing people, with these emotions. And once we have those emotions, we're sending that message to the most likely people to buy your house. Okay, so that's the 4th reason. So number 5 is something, so like, say everything is done and you did all of 1 through 4. The next probable thing that's going to happen is you're going to get an offer. You're going to get an offer on your property. And what happens is an agent's negotiating skills could make or break you hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. I've had so many deals in my 15 years where I've seen that take place, and my buyers and sellers have seen that as well. And if you've bought real estate before, I'm sure you could agree with that. If someone's negotiating skills are weak, then you're going to struggle with what you get for the most money. And so if you don't know, most of you guys know already, I was in the car business 11 years. I was the sales manager. I was the one that was typically thought of as a person that's a great negotiator. So I like to say that I'm a very good negotiator. But what I found out 6 months ago, and this is me finding out, just doing research and other things, that there's another way to do negotiating. And my last podcast was actually about it. It's using artificial intelligence to negotiate to make the most. So let me give you an example of that. So if the typical way it works is, if you're selling your house and you get an offer, you'll speak with your agent, and then you hope that agent is good at negotiating. And sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. It's just hit or miss. It just depends. But no matter how good they are, they could be even a lot better. And that's what I found out for myself. So with every transaction that you're doing, there are typically 2 or 3 parties that your agent is dealing with. 1, the other agent, and 2 or 3, either they're 2 buyers or 2 sellers. Sometimes they're more, but that's typically how it is. So the problem is, not everyone has the same personality. So if someone is a creative person, say they're chief marketing officer of a company, they do really well in life, but they're a creative person. They're not a numbers person. And say the agent is different than that. So say the agent is creative, then their customer is a numbers person. If I'm an agent and I negotiate with the other agent and they're creative, and I'm negotiating with them through square footage, through data, through stats, and they're creative and they're a visual person, it's not going to work well. And that holds true for sellers or buyers. With the artificial intelligence that I use, I'm able to figure out within a few minutes exactly how to negotiate with that agent and with the sellers or buyers. So it's so amazing, and I would love for you guys to contact me so I can tell you a lot of things about you and how I would best negotiate with you. I could pull it up and then we can speak about it, and you'll be like, wow. You'll probably say, actually, damn, this is good. And it'll be like it's spot on. I've heard that over and over and over again. So the last, number 5, is my use of artificial intelligence. So these are the top 5 reasons why to hire Compass and me to sell your home. Hope you enjoyed this. Sorry it was a little bit long, but I am very passionate about that. Hope you guys have a great day, and any questions, feel free to reach out. And as always, you can reach out to me by going to Instagram and go to #TheIndianRealtor, and you'll be able to find all my information there, and hopefully some interesting stories that you like too. Until next time, have a great day.